G'day, welcome back to the channel. Just a short video again today, but a very important one, I believe. Now, some people believe I have a crystal ball, which explains the slight limp when I walk. I'll leave you to draw your own conclusions because lots of people have emailed me about this news story coming out of Australia involving drones. And here's the Times version of the story. It says, bird attacks on drones force Google to suspend home deliveries. It goes on to say, ravens are attacking drones passing through their territory, forcing curtailment of a pioneering drone home delivery service in Australia's capital. Now, a little bit of factual information here. Ravens are a member of the corvid family of birds, which includes magpies, crows, ravens, and a few others. They're quite powerful birds for their size. They have quite strong beaks, and they can be very aggressive at certain times of the year. When they're nesting, usually, they're very aggressive, driving other birds and even people from their territory. So, obviously, in this case, these birds have been attacking. In fact, I've got some video here from the Tube of Views, and let's just watch how aggressive this bird actually is. Here we got the wing drone, and out of the blue comes the raven, and it grabs a hold of it. Look how the tail boom on that drone bends when it's swinging it. Look at the bending and so forth going on there. It is giving it a hammering, and obviously, if there's anyone standing underneath, they risk having that thing fall on their head. Now, you would think that this must be an extremely unlikely event. How would anyone know that this was going to? How would anyone be expected to know that this would happen? And I'm sure that if this was going to be a possibility, CASA would have said to Google, you should not operate your drones during the nesting season with these birds because they have the power to bring them down. If you're hovering over people's property or even people, then that could be very, very dangerous. And you think that Google themselves would look at this when they do their risk assessment, which is almost certainly a part of their operational permissions. They must do a risk assessment. You think they would say, well, okay, it's coming up to the nesting season, and these birds, they can be quite aggressive. Maybe we should just take a little break until everything's settled down so that we don't have birds attacking. So obviously, these were things that nobody could have foreseen this as a possibility. Absolutely nobody. And I did have something else here. What did I have here? What is this? Oh, who's this guy? What's this? This was posted on the 27th of August. So that's almost one whole month ago. And what does this video say? Remember we showed you that lovely little child before who went out and picked up the bag with something in it and then was with her mother smiling? Well, I told you that the drone could be hovering overhead, and look, here's the child just about at the bag. There's the drone hovering directly overhead, 5.2 kilos, 12 pounds of drone with 12 meat cleaving props whizzing away, and there's the little girl underneath it. This is an accident waiting to happen. What could go wrong? Well, you recall recently I did a video about magpies. In Australia right now, it's a nesting season for magpies. Magpies cause so many attacks every year in Australia because they're very territorial. Now, this is Australia. If there's a gum tree or something nearby and there's a nesting magpie and this thing comes into the vicinity, there is a very good chance the magpie will have a go at it. It'll try and knock it out of the air. And if that little girl's underneath at the time and this thing gets struck out of the air by a magpie, boom, there you go. Well, unbelievable. How could anybody have predicted this? Surely, I don't know what to say. I am absolutely gobsmacked that this could be predicted by somebody. Seriously, I think the point I'm making here, and it's a very, very important point, is once again, the regulators and the operators have proven they don't understand how to do a real, proper risk assessment. You look at all the factors. You need to be aware of everything. And as I pointed out a month ago, territorial corvids are going to be a problem. But no, they wait until it happens, and now they have scaled back. They've curtailed their drone delivery service after a bird attacked. Why could they not be preemptive? Why could they not watch my videos and say, oh, this guy seems to know what he's talking about. We better just halt things until the birds have settled down. I just don't know. And these are the people. This is CASA and so forth. They're telling us how we should safely fly our drones, and they don't have a bloody clue. I got an email this morning from somebody in Australia who got told off by CASA for flying FPV where they shouldn't, which is anywhere outside of a field operated by the National Model Flying Body. They were flying where we like to fly, parks and urban areas where it's safe to do so, safe to fly FPV in some of these urban areas. But because the rules say you can't fly FPV outside of a CASA approved flying field, they got told off, threatened. The really interesting thing is CASA educated them. They got educated. Now, these are people I know who have done lots of FPV. They know exactly what they're doing. They are very skilled, very good. They're very safe. Yet CASA, it was going to educate them as to the importance of safety and how to do things safely. Well, CASA, you let Google fly their drones at a time that it was really not that safe to do so. And I saw this from 1,500 miles away. And I alerted everyone to it, and you guys ignored it. I just know. Regulators, you are crap. You don't know what you're doing a lot of the time. Some of your regulations are okay, but you won't listen to the people who do know. And then when things go wrong, you probably go, oh, how did that happen? My goodness. Who'd have thought a bird would attack a winged drone? Now, that was just lucky. That was just lucky that there wasn't a little girl standing under that drone and that the Raven didn't manage to bring it down. Imagine if it had. Imagine. Who would be there saying, oh, I'd take responsibility for that. We should have acted and made sure that they didn't fly their drones in the nesting season. I don't know. I'm preaching to the choir here. You people watching this now are probably saying, we know. I know, but we need to get this message out further beyond the bounds of these YouTube channels. We need to let the public know. We need to let the politicians know. We need to let CASA know, the regulators know that they're just full of crap. Really, they are. You cannot be telling us what's safe when you clearly don't really understand the risks yourselves, and you're allowing operations which are obviously not safe. How can you lecture to us? Really, seriously, we, the model flying, drone flying community, have been doing this for over a decade with their multi-rotor drones. Not one body to be seen anywhere. Meanwhile, regulators, they're in charge of manned aviation, and people die every bloody day in manned aviation. Don't lecture us on what's safe and what's not, unless you're going to consult with us, and I don't mean just ask for submissions and ignore them. Consult with us, work with us to formulate rules that are not only going to preserve safety, but they're going to preserve the freedoms of the people who've been doing this safely for over a decade. Now, I hope CAS is watching this. I hope the FAA is watching this. I hope CAA is watching this. Transport Canada, you all need to learn something from this. If a stupid grey-haired old man and is entering his 8th decade on the planet can see this risk from 1,500 miles away and alert you to it and you ignore it, you're not fit for purpose. Okay, this was a rant. It was supposed to just be a news report, but it was a rant. I'm sorry. I'm passionate about this. We can't allow this kind of stupidity to keep going on because someone will get hurt because the regulators don't have a bloody clue what they're doing. That's it from me. Go to the comments. Do you disagree wholeheartedly with what I've said? If you do, tell us. If you agree, tell us. More importantly, tell other people about the travesty that is going on with these ridiculously overreaching regulations, stripping us of our freedoms and allowing commercial entities to endanger lives on a daily basis. That's it. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Overregulation is like a tumor. It's killing our hobby. It must be terminated. Now!